So guys, Bitcoin is pumping like crazy right now. It is Easter, so happy Easter. It's the end of the day. I'm freaking tired. But overall, guys, there's a whole bunch of price action taking place right now. Bitcoin dominance is shooting up. USDT dominance is crashing down. And right now, there's a lot of talks anticipating that we could be seeing a huge rip up in the markets. But there's still a lot of talks about, the tariffs and negotiations and all these other different things that are going on. So there's a lot of fluff information out there right now, which is why I need to make this video to update you guys and let you know what's going on in the markets. If you're new to my channel, go to check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action around Bitcoin, altcoins, how liquidity is moving, and exactly what you need to be aware of so that you can position yourself correctly. Last week, guys, there was a lot of talks with Jerome Powell, the tariffs that are in place, negotiations with China and the US, a lot of moving different parts, guys. But right now is Easter weekend. We had a Good Friday. The markets closed on Thursday, and we've been seeing some positive price action. Today, Bitcoin just shot up all of a sudden right at the end of the day on Sunday. So some people know something that a lot of people do not know. Maybe the big whales, all the people holding Bitcoin, a lot of the buyers in the markets, a lot of crazy things, guys. But I'm going to run you guys through the news events, exactly what you need to be aware of, the price action that we're seeing, and exactly what is going on. Let's jump into it. So guys, like I said, Bitcoin just shot up like freaking crazy. I was just looking at my markets because I was day trading while at the Casa, and a few of my shorts got liquidated, which was not good. But overall, guys, right now, Bitcoin is pretty much just pumping up quite significantly, sitting at 86, about to hit 87,000. Ethereum is also seeing that nice jump up to around that 1600 zone. We're currently sitting at around that 1580, but we just had a huge rip up like I am talking about. Altcoins right now are also seeing a little bit of relief in the markets after seeing those massive deviations last week with Jerome Powell, the tariffs, a lot of other different things going on. But overall, the markets are pumping quite significantly. Bitcoin dominance is shooting through the roof. It reclaimed that 64% zone, which we have been talking about, guys. And charts like this, Bitcoin dominance and USDT, are letting us know exactly where liquidity is at. And whenever we start to see, the peaks for these charts, that's when altcoin season is going to happen. But right now, it is running up very, very hard. But USDT dominance is crashing down quite significantly, which a lot of people were talking about. We talked about it in our last two videos. So make sure you guys are keeping up with the day-to-day and how everything changes. Like, comment, subscribe. I keep you guys updated with everything you need to be aware of. But USDT dominance is dropping down quite significantly, which is quite bullish for Bitcoin and Ethereum and risk assets in general. Right now, guys, there's a lot of talks around Bitcoin, the price action that we're currently seeing, and overall more positive sentiment with talks about Vietnam opening a crypto and Bitcoin exchange, and a few other different moving parts, guys, with the price action that we're currently seeing, and overall just the sentiment based off of what we've seen in this Easter weekend moving into the markets opening up tomorrow on Monday. So right now, this is a lot of green positive price action, but you really need to keep an understanding of what really matters and what doesn't. Just because we're ripping up doesn't mean that altcoin season is just going to happen and your bags are going to shoot out to Valhalla. You need to keep everything with a grain of salt and understand when everyone gets super bullish, why is that taking place. Right now, there's a lot of mixed sentiment news events that are taking place. So right now, there's a lot of different perspectives in terms of what's going to be happening. But the biggest thing is with Trump, the tariffs, the negotiations, and how all the assets in the markets are being affected. Trump was talking about how the tariffs are good for business, and if you're hating on it, you're not a good businessman. China is, doing drills near Taiwan, calling it a warning against separatism in the U.S. support. So there's a lot of, mixed sentiment, guys, not only with, talks about World War III and the tariffs and negotiations and the trade war, but also what's going to be happening in the next few weeks based off of all these, mixed sentiment and narratives that are going into play. Overall, though, Trump is talking positive news and everyone feels kind of positive, but opening up the weeks is going to be really, really important to see exactly if we have negative sentiment come out or positive. Crypto Missionel gives his point of view on all the news events that are taking place and exactly what you should be, deeming out of everything that you see, and I completely agree with this. Ultimately, guys, every news related item that he's seeing and I'm seeing as well is basically just noise. The charts speak for themselves. Gold continues its run, but it's so far overextended, including a deep wick on the CNH and USD lately, that it's very likely the peak of uncertainty. News follows. So at the end of the day, guys, I think right now we really need to be keeping up with mainly the price action around specific assets to let us know exactly where we're headed. This is much more vital general than a lot of the fluff information that comes out, unless it's going to be more true information like an actual negotiation or, you know, a ceasefire or something like that within the war. A lot of different things, guys. But overall, in the gist of it, in the midst of everything, a lot of it is just noise, and do not get caught up in all that noise. Right now, there's a lot of people talking about, you know, the diminishing returns theory and exactly how that goes about. And, you know, Crypto Mission now gives his perspective on it. The entire diminishing returns thing is flawed. The cycles we're having, the largest institutions on earth jumping into crypto and Bitcoin. But yes, we're done. The peak bull is over at 110,000 is the peak. I don't think so. And, you know, I don't really think so either. I think a lot of people are getting mega bullish right now. We talked about it yesterday that whenever, you know, we start to see crazy price action and super bad narratives in the market, we see everyone go into extreme bear mode. And whenever that takes place, a lot of people have skewed perspectives and just don't understand what to really focus on, which is the price action in the markets. Benjamin Cohen has been talking about exactly the price action that we're currently seeing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and exactly his scenarios that on what he thinks is going to be happening in the short term. Right now, he thinks that we're going to be seeing more corrections before we start to see a huge rip up. And I think these small, short-lived pumps are just pretty much bull traps in order to squeeze out the liquidity that we need to get to previous support zones, and then from there actually sweep those lows and start to rip back up. Overall though, CryptoCon gave his perspective on the money flow index resets. We talked about this chart yesterday, so like I said, like, comment, subscribe, guys, and stay tuned because I keep you guys updated with all this important information that you need to be aware of. But usually, guys, we see retest, and we saw this back in 2018, back in the 2021 cycle as well, and we see, you know, bearish resets and healthy resets. And based off of the price action that we're currently seeing, we're seeing a healthy reset, which is super bullish, guys, not only for Bitcoin but the overall markets in general. And like I said, right now altcoins are seeing some green in the market. Right now, a lot of assets are starting to play catch up, just depending on the specific asset, news events, and the strength behind the community behind each project in itself. But right now, there's a lot of positive price action based off of what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So swiping everything to the side, guys, right now the crypto markets are pumping quite significantly. Now, I do not want you guys getting all, you know, scale-eyed from the pumps that are happening in the markets. We really need to see how the markets are going to be opening up tomorrow whenever the U.S. markets open up. Exactly if we have any, you know, new news or updates from Trump and China and anything else along those lines. This is really going to have a huge effect on the market. And this is why, you know, whenever we start to see pumps in the market, you need to understand exactly what's fueling it and also learn how to allocate and position yourself correctly. A lot of people are probably buying, seeing the green in the market, but if we deviate tomorrow, a lot of people bought at a super high valuation and they could have bought in at a way better price. But this is where I tell everyone to dollar cost average, learn your risk to, you know, reward ratio, what you want to play with, what you don't want to play with, and then from there understand how you want to allocate. If you guys are trying to understand what to do, like how I said, you need to understand how the price action is looking around Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, how altcoins are looking, any specific news events that are coming out, any specific speakers or huge FOMC discussions that are going to be taking place. A lot of this stuff really matters, guys. And if you aren't keeping up with all the day-to-day, then you aren't aware of all this stuff. But if you're new to the channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action around Bitcoin, altcoins, how liquidity shifts, and exactly what you need to be doing so that you can position yourself correctly. I know a lot of y'all are waiting for altcoin season. I'm waiting for altcoin season too, but right now we got to show up every day, keep up with the price action, keep up with these news events, and have a better understanding so that we can stand and be strong above everyone else. And whenever altcoin season happens, we are the most allocated and the most in it. But overall, guys, if you're new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of my content. Let me know what you guys think of my perspective. Let me know what you guys think overall is going to be happening in the markets. I'm hodling for dear life right now and dollar cost averaging. I love to hear everyone else's perspective, though. If you're already out of the markets, if you're waiting for something specific, drop it down in the comments. If you have questions, suggestions, also drop it down below, and I will surely get to them. Hopefully I catch you guys tomorrow. I drop day-to-day content on the daily. So hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.